Media mogul Jay-Z released his new album, Magna Carta, Holy Grail, today. In the single Crown, Jay-Z takes a shot at agent Scott Boras. Obviously, we know that Jay-Z's become an agent himself. What do we make of this? Let's start with you, John.
I think all our agents are terrified, and they should be terrified. Think about it. If you're a young kid coming up right now, you're a 20, 21-year-old kid who can make it to the NBA or Major League Baseball or the NFL, and your choice is you have Scott Boras to your right and Jay-Z to your left. Who do you think they're choosing? Because I'm choosing Jay-Z. So I think all the agents out there, not just Scott Boras, should be terrified, because I think Jay-Z, it was a really smart business decision by him, and he's already signed some big-time guys, whether it's Kevin Durant or others, and yeah, I think everyone else should be really nervous here, Scoop.
Yeah, I think it's an easy shot to take a shot at Scott Boras lyrically, in a record. He's
not firing back.
Right. If you really want to do something, take a shot at David Falk or Drew Rosenhaus.
Well, I think he fired back by saying I listen to jazz.
Yeah, right. I mean, he could be an easy target. I'm just saying from a lyrical standpoint, if you're going to drop somebody, if you really want to take a shot at somebody, take a shot at the really big dogs, because between David Falk and especially Drew Rosenhaus, I don't know if he's in the game long enough to really take a shot at Drew. Plus, I don't know what rhymes with Rosenhaus, so that's a whole nother thing you got to figure out. But I'm with you. If I'm an agent right now with what he's doing, what it seems like he's doing, and we just came off the Mount Rushmore segment, you look at what Jay-Z's doing from an agent standpoint, he's kind of building a Mount Rushmore that covers the gamut of certain sports. You got Robinson Cano, which is great because he's in New York and he's a Yankee, so you're playing off that brand. You get Kevin Durant, who's the next biggest thing in the NBA, next to LeBron James, you got that. You got Skylar Diggins, who's basically about to become the face of probably all of women's sports.
Sure.
Now you're going to get Victor Cruz, so that gives you New York and it gives you football.
Geno Smith.
Huh?
Geno Smith.
And Geno, you get Geno Smith. So you're looking at the fact that this guy is diverse. He's building his own Mount Rushmore to start off with. So from an agent standpoint, you have to be worried because the way max contracts are now, there's not that much work for him to do. It's about what he can do for you outside of that, what he can do for you from a media standpoint, from a social standpoint, from a branding standpoint. And Jay-Z is, just from his roster right now, you're like, wow, this is a big power move.
I think if Drew were on the panel today, he'd say, next question. I agree with the guys. I think everyone should be afraid if I were an agent right now. You got to remember, Jay-Z is the best marketer in all of pop culture. And if you're a player right now, an athlete, why wouldn't you want to align yourself with him, especially when he's aligned with a big company like CAA? I think it's a win-win for everyone in that spot. And, yeah, I'd be a little afraid if I were
I think the CAA connection is a good point and something that we left out here. I'm glad you brought it up, because that connection, it gives him, listen, he's got the credibility on his own, but that gives him credibility in this field, the field of being an agent. CAA runs Hollywood. CAA basically runs sports. So it gives him, it kind of legitimizes what he's doing here as opposed to him trying to do it on his own. And as you pointed out, he's got all these people signed up. He hasn't even gotten started yet.
No, he hasn't gotten started yet. And the thing he brings to the table that he probably, in his pitch, is that it's not about what I've done as an MC in my own career. You look at when I became president of Def Jam, who my first two artists were, Rihanna and Kanye West. I've been able to build their careers, so look what I did with their careers and what I can do to you. No other agent in the business can bring that to the table, and he's bringing that. Now, I will say this. Well, I know you want to get I was away from him doing this from the beginning. I'll go on record to say I thought it was a bad move for him to leave at least a percentage ownership in professional sports, because I've seen what you can do with that. You own 1%, then you own 5%, then you go on and you put a team together, and you can become an owner in professional sports. That's a power move. So I thought Jay-Z pulled himself out of a power move, and I've been critical of him doing this. But looking at what he's doing now,
he's going to own sports.
Right.
All of sports.
I step back and say, dude, I honor what you're doing because you're really making power moves right now.
And no other agent is going to drop an album talking about his clients and then getting more clients because they're going to be listening to his album all summer. Just saying, Jay-Z.
He can't make any mistakes, though. That's the thing. He cannot make any mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of pressure is going to be on him.
There's a whole bunch of other MCs who will go after him and start name dropping his clients and their lyrics too.